Do you ever feel like the internet is just yelling at you 24/7? You sit down to read one article, and somehow 45 minutes later, you're watching a video on how otters hold hands when they sleep. It is not because you are lazy or broken, it is just because you are overloaded. And the worst part? No one ever taught us how to deal with it. But what if I told you there's a system that works for you? A designed system to help you filter the noise and focus only on what matters. Are you ready to breathe again? What I'm talking about is a digital brain, a second brain that works with you and not against you. And now, it is finally time to reclaim your focus and change the way you think forever. In today's hyper-connected world, we are exposed to more information in a single day than most people were exposed to in a lifetime just a century ago. Just think about it. Emails, news alerts, Slack messages, Instagram stories, YouTube videos, podcasts, TikToks, text threads, DMs, ads, comment sections, and breaking news every 5 minutes. It never really stops. And what about our brain? Let me tell you, our brain is not built for this kind of non-stop fire hose of input. And all you do is try to make decisions, stay focused, and get work done while being hit with a new headline or notification every 30 seconds. But most of the time, it can lead to a condition called decision fatigue, where your brain gets so overwhelmed with small decisions that it stops functioning at full capacity, and that will only lead you to procrastination and zoning out. That will lead you to a tendency where you will click on whatever shiny that pops up on your screen for relief. And the worst part, the more you consume, the more anxious and scattered you feel. All you have in your hands would be a productivity tank, a stress chute, and yet you will keep scrolling. And it is not your fault. You're living in an age of information overload, and unless you have a system to manage it, it will drown you. And that is where this system will come to your rescue. And once you learn it, everything starts to change. And this 3-tier information filter will be your first step towards that goal. Tier 1, set your criteria. Before you take in any more info, stop. Ask yourself, do I need this information? Does it align with my goal, or is it just digital junk food? And that is where that information either becomes important or not important. Once you learn to choose what information matters to you, the rest of what comes to the table will become junk. And the clearer your personal criteria, the easier it becomes to ignore the noise and focus on what actually matters to you and your aspirations. Tier 2, the consumption decision tree. And now comes Tier 2, and that is the consumption decision tree. Every time you're about to read, watch, or click, take a pause and ask yourself, is this moving me forward? Will I still care about this tomorrow? Trust me, that pause can make a big difference in what you take up from the internet. That tiny pause is a superpower and better use it. Tier 3, automate the filters. In Tier 3, you should realize that tech works for you, not against you. And it is time to make technology your assistant and not your enemy. You have to start by muting anything that doesn't serve you and unfollowing accounts that drain you. Don't take a minute before unsubscribing from emails you never open. And it is very important to set up smart filters so only what's important hits your inbox. You should use apps that batch notifications, deliver curated digests, or silence distractions automatically. And yes, turn on Do Not Disturb when you need deep focus and just take a break from the world around you. And believe me, this isn't ignoring the world. It's designing it to work for you, not against you. And now comes just-in-time versus just-in-case learning. Have you ever felt like you're learning everything and remembering nothing? That's because most of us were trained to learn just in the cast. That is, just in case I need this someday, or just in case it comes up at work, or even just in case it makes me smarter. But to be honest with you, most of that information we are never going to touch again. More knowledge equals more power is the biggest myth of modern productivity, and in reality, more irrelevant knowledge is a way to more stress, more paralysis, and more noise. And it is high time for you to flip the switch and embrace learn just in time. That is when you need it, for a specific problem you're solving now. If you need to write a proposal, then learn how when you're writing one dot, when you need to edit a video, watch a tutorial while editing dot, because learning this way makes it stick since it came in action rather than a theory. And don't be late to make strategic ignorance your secret weapon, because ignoring what doesn't serve your current goal is discipline. It's called strategic ignorance, and it clears the path for deep focus. And when you stop hoarding knowledge and start using it intentionally, you stop feeling behind and start moving forward, fast. Trust me when I say this, nowadays your brain is treated like a hard drive. You're stuffing it with facts, quotes, ideas, screenshots, and random genius thoughts at 2 a.m. And aren't you forgetting 90% of it by next week? And now is the time to stop being an information hoarder and build your second brain. A personal knowledge management system, or PKM, is not just note-taking. It's a system for thinking, connecting, and creating with clarity. Instead of storing ideas in some random folder or a forgotten notebook, PKM leaves room for connected note-making, where every idea links to another, creating a living, breathing network of knowledge. Tools like Logseq, Notion, or the Zettelkasten method make this possible. In this, you are not just saving information, you're building an internal Google that's trained to how you think. But the pinch here is, don't organize your knowledge for storage. Organize it for retrieval and for that use tags, backlinks, and categories that will make finding easy. Because information you can't access is as useless as information you never had. And with a second brain in place, you will stop relying on memory alone. You move faster, think clearer, and create seamless. It's not about knowing everything. It's about finding what you need when you need it. Now you have gained tons of notes, highlights, and ideas, and now what? Because just storing information is not enough. The real game starts when you connect the dots, reshape it in your own words, and make it yours. That is where you become an active thinker. And the first technique for it is summarizing key points. After you read a book, watch a video, or attend a talk, don't just move on. Stop and write down what sticks in your mind. And next, try mind maps. Start with a central concept and branch out into related ideas. For example, start with the topic focus and branch out to ideas like distractions, habits, digital detox, and deep work. Seeing the structure of your knowledge visually helps you spot patterns, gaps, and connections that you will miss in text. And finally, don't skip the power of reflective notes. After you learn something, turn that information into insight. Now I should talk about the biggest trap in the digital age, and that is random access consumption. Every time you break your focus to consume, you're paying a hidden cost that will force your brain to stop working. And that process steals your time and drains your energy. And something can fix it, and that is consumption scheduling. Instead of eating on information all day, set intentional time blocks. This one habit will turn chaos into rhythm, and you can control when you consume, not the other way around. Now the other side of the coin is digital information management. You can start simply by using folders and labels for your emails. Then, use note-taking apps like Notion, Obsidian, or Evernote to capture ideas before they vanish. And once a week, find the time to delete junk and archive old files. And the result would be less mental friction and fewer distractions. It will be a brain that can focus, process, and create without drowning in digital noise. Let me tell you, you don't need to consume less. You just need to consume on your terms. Information overload is indeed a challenge of our times, but with intentional strategies, you can get eBay for your goals. By setting personal filters, adopting just-in-time learning, implementing a PKM system, and organizing your digital environment, you will be able to sail in the vast ocean of the information age with clarity and confidence. Remember, it's not about eliminating information, but managing it most efficiently. So are you ready to hunt the biggest fish in this information age? Let me know in the comments. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insightful content like this.